Coach, having that lead and holding them to 4 points in the second quarter, what do you try to emphasize to the women to keep that going in the second half and third quarter?
I mean, it was really similar to last year. You know, we were up 23 at their place last year at half, so we knew JC was gonna try to take over, Cody was gonna get in the high post and drive, and then we knew their pressure was gonna be ramped up, so we gotta be able to handle it, you know, and in that third, there was times where we just had a lot of careless turnovers, and again, with these guys, it's what they do, it's why they're 12th in the country, it's why they, you know, only have 3 losses, is because their pressure, until you see it, until you're out there, you know, it's real and it's suffocating at times. So it's their identity, is what they do, and they do it at an elite level. And JC is an elite player in that press, and she got a lot of timely steals as well in that third quarter. So we gotta grow from it. We gotta learn, you know, in case we see them again this year.
Kendall mentioned the third quarters. Is there anything you guys as a staff are seeing for maybe why those aren't as sharp or as the other 3?
I said I've tried, you know, we tried to have our sports psychologists do visualization right before we come out. I've tried to get them out earlier to do different warm-ups. I have tried everything. You know, I don't know. I wish there wasn't halftime. I just want to keep playing. Like, who invented halftime anyways? Like, why is that a thing? Why can't we just keep playing? But I'm going to keep going back to the drawing board and figuring stuff out. And you know, just like we did the first quarters, like I've talked to you guys about, that's a great idea. Now I'm going to start doing third quarters in practice. I'll tell them, my players, to thank you because to add another third quarter in there. But we got to figure it out, and that's on me.
Curious to know, what was the message at halftime, or what was the mentality going out into the third quarter?
Same thing, like I said, I mean, we knew their pressure was going to come, and it was about just continue to play with poise. We've prepped for this. You're ready for it. You handled it well the first half. But again, it feels it's easy for us to say. It feels different when they're coming at you and you're 5'6", and it's hard to see over top of that. And we got some of those steals trying to pass over top, and you just, again, you got to be able to withstand that third quarter with these guys. And now 2 years in a row, it's probably cost us 2 huge big-time wins. And I really thought we were prepared and we were ready and we knew it was coming, but again, it's the execution piece. There's nothing that they did that surprised me. It's just we got to handle that third quarter better.
Just, you know, with them coming off of the performance they had offensively against Iowa, what was sort of the things you were emphasizing going into this game defensively that you wanted to do against them, and how do you think your team performed on that end of the floor at least?
Yeah, we really wanted to just keep them out of the paint, and we were going to bring a lot of heavy gaps and try to really muck it up for Cody in the post, because if you remember last year, she's the one that killed us late. They just went to her in the high post, and she's the one that killed Iowa and really won the game at Iowa because they got her in the high post and she drives right by you. So I thought we did a really good job on her. Her 17, like, she had to work for them. And we said we were going to give her threes. I mean, she hasn't hit 2 threes. Of course, it happens to us. But she hasn't had 3 in forever. So I thought we really, actually 6 for 14, she shot it. I thought we did a pretty good job on her in terms of overall. She had 33 against Iowa. You know, JC's really good, and we had her contained for the majority of the game. She just made some of those big-time 15-foot jump shots in that third quarter, too, to kind of bring them back and had some big steals.
Shaun, defensively, where do you feel like you guys have kind of taken that step in the last 6 weeks? I mean, they're like 14 points below what they scored in the Big Ten, and you guys just played so much better on that side. Like, what's behind that?
It's what we do. It's our identity. It's what we've always done. And you know, we did that last year too. We were a top 20 team in the country in pretty much every defensive category. We have been that. Even our teams prior to here, we are top 20 in everything, in top 15 in defensive rebounding. So this kind of, it's who we are. It's what we do. And I thought we did it very consistently last year. And this year, for whatever reason, for a few months, we didn't do that. and you get your butt absolutely beat down by Michigan, and now you get a wake-up call, and now we've defended really since Michigan. So our defense has been, really, really consistent. I'd say the only game we weren't as good as Maryland, but I watched every game Maryland played. That was the best they've played and the best they've shot all year. So otherwise, 67 points. I'm happy with that. Can't go 18 for 40. We chart it every game. 18 for 40 of points, of shots, in the paint. You hit a few of those. I mean, we had some point blank layups we just missed, and you just can't do that. You can't do that to beat anyone in the Big Ten, but especially not Ohio State.
Coach Kiddo Bostic, obviously an elite rebounder. We've seen that for 3 years now. 40 minutes, 18 boards. What makes her so effective on the glass?
Number one, just her conditioning and her motor. For a 5 player to be able to play 40 minutes and really play that hard, it's pretty, I think it's something that until she's gone, like I know I'm not taking it for granted because I know it and I tell myself that all the time. I don't know, is there another 5 in the country that can do what she does for 40 minutes? It's absolutely, really remarkable. And I asked her at one time, because I'm like, in the 4th, I'm like, KB, you good? You need a quick breather, and there was no way she wanted to come out of that game. And I forget about her that she might need a break because she just can go for so long. She 6 for 8 from the field, 18 rebounds, 13 points. I mean, she had a great day.
Kind of similar to that, like, what's this like for you to be 35 minutes and 5 short? Like, on the one hand, you want to see the progress of your team week over week, but you also, like you said, you don't like to lose. How do you balance those emotions?
It's been hard. It's been challenging. Thank the Lord that I hired Dr. Becky Cook this year, a sports psychologist, because she's been good for me too. But yeah, it's hard. I haven't, I don't know if I've ever been 2-6 in conference. So, and again, it's different if we're getting killed in every game, and you just know it's really frustrating when you're so close. But I've really tried to look at the positive side of all this, because you have to. And this team, we've never quit. And because we still believe, we know we're playing with all these guys, all the top teams, and we know we're right there. And at some point, it's going to all come together. I continue to believe that, and I truly believe that. And our team truly believes that. So yes, it's been extremely challenging when you can go really quickly and be negative, but there's still a lot of really good things there. We just got to try to continue. My job as a leader is to continue to be positive, to set the tone, to find new ways to get them to execute on the stuff that we're not executing on, and continue to keep them together as a team. And that's what we've just really tried to do, especially these last few weeks. And I've actually been very intentional of just being even more positive, because it's really easy to go negative on this, but what does that really do as a leader? So I'm really proud of this team. I really am. And it sounds, we haven't had the year that maybe some people thought we would have, but it doesn't mean we continue to grow as players, and we've learned a lot about ourselves. We've learned a lot about life too. Because unfortunately, life, that's how it works, right? You always learn the most in adversity and tough times. I wish it didn't work like that, but we're going to be better for this, and at some point it's all going to come together, and I'm continuing to keep that.
Coach, the 3-point shooting was okay tonight, not great, but for the season, it probably hasn't been quite where you want it to be. Is there a couple things you can point to, shot selection, or? No,
I mean, even tonight, we got good threes. How many times Jen, like I said, when we beat Iowa last year, Jen made all those threes, right? And tonight she got some of the similar shots, and they just didn't go in. It's kind of been like that. I'm not just saying Jen, everyone. Those layups went in, last year in some of those big time wins. So we're getting the shots. We just got to continue to you gotta, again, stay positive and keep in the right frame of mind, and I'm telling them to keep shooting them. At some point, they're gonna go in. So, yeah, 4 for 14 isn't great. And a couple of those were some, they were in some big moments where it would have changed the game a little bit.
Gretchen's obviously someone you're going to play more with Jada's injury. What would you see from her tonight with 25 minutes? And is that sort of what you're kind of expecting in terms of minute load, for her moving forward this season?
I just thought she's been really good, and it's a lot as a freshman to be able to just all of a sudden, she played some, but now you're playing 20-some minutes, now you're in big time moments, big time games, and she was aggressive. There's a couple of shots she took, they were really difficult. That one in transition that she hit left hand, we're telling her to pull it back out, and she's going in and finishing those layups, so I just love that she's being aggressive, that she's not, being shy offensively. And these are just great. They're great for her and her growth. But yeah, she's going to continue to play, 25 plus minutes every single game. And I'm really happy with how she's been playing. And defensively, I think that's the biggest thing. I knew she could score, but now she's been able to go out there. We had her on, Cody sometimes. She's guarding some of the best players on the other teams, and she's doing it fairly well.